so well in this division with a group with MC, with Tasia, with Ryung. Who would have thought that two Americans would rise out of this to
imagine,
be taking
yeah,
the #1
imagine
spot?
if they both would, not that they would win from here, but imagine if they both did finish first and second or something to that degree.
Oh my goodness.
Because their hardest opponents are out of the way. Both players have played Tasia and MC.
Yes.
Vi will be playing Huang Sin next week, which might be a hard match for you, Andre, to kind of root for either one. And Sheth will also be playing Thorzane, so not necessarily the toughest opponents in the division. In fact, I argue both of them might see each other as a bigger threat than their future opponents, but that's all relative to subjective opinion. We see a very early pool from Sheth.
Wait,
and
10 pool.
Sheth wants to squeeze out some early aggression. Both these guys still being very playful, but this is what I was talking about, man. If you're too cordial and you're kind of fooling around,
yeah, Sheth will cut you.
He will shank you.
He'll shank you.
He's gonna shiv you.
You know.
Get shivved.
He's the nice guy at the prison.
Alt 125.
0125.
Oh, 0125.
Alt 0125. Oh, I didn't do it.
Alt 0125.
Oh.
I get a little bracket. He's trolling us. Oh my gosh, he got vibe on us too. Wow.
So
wow, Sheth got all of us. I bet everyone else was trying to, like, really? Wow. Sheth is trolling all of us. Now he's also going to go for early Zerglings. Vibe will see this with his Overlord. And just when they are done getting introductions over, Vibe's like, wait, what? Zerglings? He's like, oh man, because he did go for a pretty quick hatchery. Although he does have his own pool done as well, so Vibe does have the advantage. In fact, both players shouldn't be too far apart. It's just a minor lead for Vibe after everything, because, you know, of course, Sheth got his queen up earlier, and he does have...
honestly, Vibe should be way ahead from this build order. This is a 10 pool against a classic 14-15 spawning pool, and just you get enough Zerglings out in time for you to deal with this and get your hatchery up. Drones are being pulled, which is so clever, making sure that the hatchery does not die. And then from here, Vibe actually just gets a gigantic advantage in Larva, and also pretty much in economy as well. I mean, you're going to see both of them have very similar economies for the beginning part, but as soon as this hatchery finishes, I mean, it's just so much more efficient to have drones spread out over 2 bases than all on 1 base.
Does it really matter that much, though? I mean, I'm not arguing. I'm just theory crafting. As you can see, both players are just kind of dancing, not really trying to commit too much without picking off units. Because you do get that extra inject as well, and don't you feel like that's enough time for the hatchery to get up and start getting larva itself, too?
Who gets the extra inject?
Because Sheth got a very early queen. As you can see that Sheth exchanging some Zerglings. And he did get 1 larva cycle before his opponent, and he got a 2nd queen faster, too.
No, I think... I still think Vibe
is it really that big of a difference?
Vibe is super far ahead. I don't think the drone pull was super necessary because he did go pull before hatch, but he was being just super comprehensive. And he has gotten his gas already, which is actually really nice.
That gas is really valuable.
But when it comes down to it, I still feel like we're going to see Vibe shoot up. He's going to be about this amount, 2 to 4 harvesters ahead of his opponent this whole time.
That is pretty significant.
Yes, it is.
Drones are worth around 3 times as much as opposed to other matches for Zergs. You might as well consider that 9 drones ahead. Yeah. Just because of how the way larva mechanics work.
Well, larva is like a resource in this. So when you lose a drone, it's not just 50 minerals that you're wasting. It's 50 minerals and a larva. That's something that you have to keep in mind on.
Well, Sheth trying to run by. Vibe tried to do this earlier to see what was up in the base of Sheth. But now Sheth returns in favor, and he successfully gets... He's going to click on the extractor as well and get a sense of how much gas. Ooh, even picks off a drone. That's nice.
That is really nice. Hopefully not 2 drones.
Okay. 3 Zerglings for 2 drones. 1 good dream. Bailey Nest started for both players, although Vibe, again, a little bit ahead on the tech curve, finishing his Bailey Nest way earlier, as well as Zergling's speed. Sheth is going to have to cut a little bit of corners if he wants to catch up economically. For now, you can see Sheth is really behind in the gas count even more so. Vibe is quad gassing and teching to layer. This looks like he's going to go for a quick mutas, but what do you think from Vibe's build here?
Quick mutas, for sure. You're absolutely right, Frodan.
Well, just I
When
wasn't
you
sure.
get when you get 6 gases, 4 gases, you are most certainly going mutas. It could be infestors, don't get me wrong, but it's most likely mutas. Mutas are just really powerful off the get-go, whereas
When you're ahead, Andre,
yeah.
mutas are awesome.
Oh, definitely.
I learned that
It's one of the best ways to
from a great
stay
mind.
ahead, in my opinion.
It's a great way to stay up. That's right. As well as drinking Monster before you work out. I actually can't sleep till like 5 a.m. sometimes. If you're hearing this, Monster, your product is very effective. Very effective. I feel it sometimes a little bit too much. But
I've never been able to get into the energy drinks. I don't know
it's
why.
not that I'm like into energy drinks. It's that it's just I react so sharply to caffeine that I'm kind of scared. And Andre, honestly, the past couple of weeks I've been trying to cut down on the amount of energy drinks, and I've been feeling like kind of like, man,
sluggish.
if I have an energy drink right now, I'll be bumping. But that's just not how it goes. If in fact, I'm sure Sheth's economy could use a little bit of an energy drink right now because it's still lagging slightly behind in terms of the technology. Now, he is ahead in drone count, but it's a little bit deceiving as well because the drones are all on the minerals for a little bit longer,
Yeah.
and they haven't been able to get gas, and Vibe has such a large advantage in almost every regard.
And it's pretty negligible, too. I mean, when you're at this period in time.
Yeah, when you're 2-base saturation.
Yeah, 2-base saturation, the most in ZVZ I normally get is like 44. Now, I do go a little bit higher sometimes when I feel there is going to be passivity, but I much rather prefer putting all of that larva into something like Zerglings and then pressuring the third if players want to do something like this, especially when I'm waiting for something like mutas. That's why I feel like just having a better ground army will enable you a lot more rather than trying to get more drones. But eventually, both these players need a macro hatch. Like, if you want to go Zergling Baneling, you need macro hatches.
Well, Vibe needs to defend his hatchery. He's not going to be able to get in time. Vibe doesn't cancel. Oh, he thought he was able to get there in time. That's quite unfortunate.
Baneling did not hit that well.
Yeah,
that's a pretty big hit, but 7 meters out in the way. And that's not going to spell anything good.
Yeah, these actually all these overlords. There's a lot of overlords on the field. 7,
Yep.
counting 8, 9. He's rallying more overlords in the middle of the field. Oh man.
Oh no. Vibe, sweet pickings right now. And look at what Sheth is getting. He's getting infestors. No bueno.
So Sheth is still a while away from pathogen glands and getting infestors, so it's going to be a while before he's able to do anything. Big detonation onto the Zerglings as well. One of the Banelings being very effective. Ooh, nice little detonation there as well, but now the Zerglings are there to assist in the Spore Crawler assassination. The Queen's coming in. There's still lots of transfuses. I think Sheth actually should be able to hold that Vibe backing off immediately, but now that he's drawn Queens away, has a nice sweet spot to pick off drones.
He does. It looks like he's not even going to get a lot of drones either. He needs to be so careful because he sees the infestation pit. He has no clue when that is due, though. So it's actually really, really worrisome for him. Muta's doing pretty okay damage, but these overlords, they are not going the right way, Frodan.
They are congregating.
They're going
it's like, well,
the
there's
wrong
mutas in the
way.
base, get out! And they go towards their opponent's base. They'll never find us. Oh gosh, this is almost a match. This is kind of like when old people cross the street, man. When the overlords are just trying to go from one side of the map to the other. It's like, all right, come on.
There are infestors out in the field. A lot of them. Oh my goodness. Vibe could have actually lost all those mutas pretty easily. But does he know about the mutas over here? They're like all in a pack, and he's like, jackpot!
Oh, he's flying right by them.
No,
Vibe's not paying attention to it, though.
not jackpot.
He's like, this is like the jackpot of the $25 million that the woman never collected. Did you hear about that story?
Yes, I did.
It's like how there's a jackpot waiting for you, Vibe. The overlords are like flying straight into the mutas as well. Man, if only Vibe knew. Is he gonna find
Please,
it?
just move a little bit over. Okay, he sees one of the overlords.
Oh, he's move command. Oh, Vibe.
Yeah.
Man, it's so funny because Sheth is not paying. This is 700 resource. This is, you know how far back supply blocks Sheth would be if he lost 7 over. That's 56. He'd be 146 over 96.
That's insane. Now, Sheth is preparing some huge all-in right now. You can see with the amount of queens out in the field, also infestors. and roaches, especially the no 5th and 6th gas, you know Sheth is actually just going to beeline it for the third base of Vibe. Now Vibe has eight infestors out in the way, so those can actually complicate a lot of things, but Sheth has had these 7 infestors out on the field for quite a long time. So if you want to look at it, 2 fungal growths. Vibe is only going to have 1 fungal growth for each of those, so you can actually say a theoretical 16 infestors out for Sheth relative to Vibe.
Vibe has to do this very carefully. Now, we've seen nice defenses on Ohana before from Vibe in ZVZ when you played against Targa, the non-stop roach aggression, but this is a little bit more complicated. Queens are now coming into the fray as well. Lots of energy being displayed from both players on the infestor. Usage fungals on almost all of Sheth's roaches. The spine claws are in great range to do massive amounts of damage. Sheth doing a great job of transfusing almost everything, but Vibe looks like he might have enough, maybe, although the reinforcements are coming in. More infested Terrans drop from Sheth. That might turn the tides of battle, but these spine crawlers all have an incredible amount of kills. 6 kills, 7 kills, 8 kills, and Vibe seems to hold on both fronts beautifully.
Very well done by Vibe. He's actually going to get a massive advantage because that whole time he was mining from his 5th and 6th gas, now giving chase. He might actually pick off a couple infestors here. 1 infestor will go down. He might be able to get the second one, and he will, Frodan. That is actually pretty big.
That's massive. Now Vibe has advantage in almost every area other than the roach count. Sheth has a little bit more.
Now Sheth will finish his +2.
Oh. Wow, these queens. Vibe really just wants to leave all the units alone. If you're not a roach or an infestor, I don't care. Queens and overlords can go.
That's right. Vibe from here just needs to collect himself. These 5 mutas just chilling over on the side.
That's right, man. Vibe is such a gentleman. He'd never hit a woman or kill a queen. Don't you think?
Good guy Vibe.
Good guy. If the queens die, it's because they got in the range of the fungal. It's not his fault. He never meant to hit them.
He would never. He's too mana bear. Sheth, same thing.
He sent his queens into battle. You can't even say that. How can you? Different story, man.
As
you
I
see
said,
how he treats his women.
Sheth is that guy, okay?
Sheth sees
prison,
women equally.
Super nice to you.
It's like, all right, queens, you want to be treated equally? Well, go to battle. Queens are like, all right. I don't know, Sheth. I don't think this is going so good. The queens end up escaping, and Vibe's like, all right, well.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go for now. Well, Vibe controls a lot of the map, denies the 4th base. His 4th base is going up. 50 roaches from Vibe. He is maxed out. Still has 5 mutas that he still hasn't used in quite some time. Now they're finally started to move over the map again. But Vibe has such a large advantage. In fact, the only thing that Sheth has is kind of like the wild card is 13 Hydras, if he's able to protect them and add DPS.
That's right. But the 4th base is going down for Vibe much faster than his opponent. Still, it is hard for either of them to really justify some sort of attack. Well, you saw in MLG, Violet be very illustrious, very elusive with his units in that he would use them with Nidus networks and really catch his opponent off guard. Moonglade, you actually told me about this. I don't know why I'm telling the story. But he would be so elusive to the point where he was able to do massive amounts of damage, get back in the game, and really utilize his units rather than falling victim to the standard passivity of this matchup.
It's to show how strong and valuable positioning is when you have infestors that can basically lock position. Ooh, nice run by here from Sheth. That's what you need to do. This is almost, run by Vibe. He's been able to do this all series long.
Infestor!
Insta-kill on the infestor, and now starting to work onto the ramp. These 2 roaches.
Oh man.
Vibe. Going after the queen.
And that single attack actually gives Vibe the ability to go ahead and take out that 4th yet again. So do you know what this means, Frodan? That means the Remax of Vibe is going to be so much more potent than his opponents. If there is a trade, it's going to favor Vibe ridiculously.
Vibe playing really well. Now starting to add mass spine crawlers everywhere. 10 spine crawlers in production as one Greater Spire on the way as well. A Greater Spire. You don't see that all the time in ZVZ. Some players kind of actually abstain from Broodlords. They just say, yeah, Broodlords are not that useful. Even if you do, you make maybe 3, 4 at best. It's kind of actually an interesting, unexplored part of ZVZ still. what's the role of Broodlords?
Super late game.
Yeah, like hyper late
Yeah.
game, right? Like,
Well, this position is actually not bad. I don't mind 2, 3, or 4 Broodlords being in this army composition, just because you can see these spine crawlers. When is Sheth ever going to want to attack into that? Trick question. He'll never want to attack into it. So
it's tricky just because as slow as Hydras are, I mean they're a lot faster than Broodlords. ZVZ, its mobile hit squads are very powerful. Broodlords are pretty slow. They're easily countered as well, and Infestors are just so much more utility in terms of locking down areas. Yeah, that's why Broodlords are still kind of awkward in ZVZ, but I'm waiting for someone like maybe Stefano or even like someone like Symbol or
Vibe.
Life or Vibu, Vibu to show us the way.
That's right, man. I think Vibu is
Man,
going to.
These Overlords are still here, Andre. They're just chilling in the middle of the map.
Yo, man,
They finally crossed the street.
The Mutas died, okay? The Mutas actually didn't live as long as those Overlords.
The Mutas were still on the field for a good 5-10 minutes. Man.
All these Overlords are Mr. Miyagi's.
I don't understand how they're able to get away and stay alive.
Don't mess with Mr. Miyagi.
It's, well, Vibe, regardless, seems to have left that entire right side alone. He doesn't have any vision there. In fact, Vibe's vision is very limited. One thing I gotta commend Sheth is despite him falling behind in certain areas all throughout the game and losing chips and chunks at different times, he's been able to maintain a good constant amount of vision to see if Vibe's going to move out so he can kind of prepare his units to be in position. And Vibe's kind of been the one playing in the dark, which is kind of interesting, right? When you have the lead, shouldn't you be the one playing with vision?
But I like how Vibe is actually moving his army. There could have been a potential base race, which in that position, I think Vibe is making an unnecessary choice. You want to keep your 4th base alive as best as possible. So just zoning out, making sure he's taking out all the creep tumors, at the same time applying pressure, forcing Sheth to put his army in a very awkward position. Well, now he's going to be the one that starts up on the 4th base before Sheth can actually start up on the 4th base. And there should be enough time for Vibe to actually retreat from here and then go directly over to his own 4th base to try to, you know, give cover.
Oh,
Vibe,
Andre.
no. Vibe.
He climbs everything directly into a ramp here. This is what Sheth wants, although the fungos from the high grounds from Vibe is what he wants. And oh, look at that burrow on the roaches. That way he can kind of regen faster than Fungal can kill. And the Brutals are actually nicely tucked away in a spot where Sheth can't reach it.
That's right.
Wow, very nice.
Oh, and Spinecrawler's actually finished at the perfect time. There are Infestors over here, so it makes it so unattractive for Sheth to actually commit to that.
Now Sheth is losing a lot. His 3rd is under siege. The flank might be very powerful if Vibe's not prepared, but he should know, right? He should know that that Sheth's going to come back because there's no attack on the 3rd.
Definitely so.
He should know, Andre, and he's going to come.
He should.
Oh, the Fungal's going to catch the units in the front, as well as some of the units in the back. Sheth is not in position to be able to assault us. Only Hydras remain. Vibe doing this extremely well, and Sheth's 3rd base is down for the count. More Infestors popping in for Vibe, and he's able to crush everything. Supply favoring our root player, as Sheth still trying to hold on valiantly, but he is out of Infestor energy. He has to fight with just a raw amount of units he has. Vibe has 1 Broodlord left, but they have served their purpose. Spinecrawlers are no more, and Sheth is wide open. Although Sheth has fought very valiantly, there's just too much advantage for Vibe. Look how much energy he has on his Infestors.
I know, I didn't even see all those Infestors, man. Let's go ahead and check it out. There it is.
Good game
18 Infestors at the end of that game.
Well done by Vibe. Very well done, as the North American champion of WCS is now 1st in this group, 5-2. Sheth, 4-3. But you know what, man? That was well earned by Vibe. Well played. GG's. And congrats.
Vibe has 1 more match, by the way.
Yes, Vibe has to play Huang Sin. That's right.
Ah, what do I do, world?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know. I think you're gonna have trouble voting for either one of them.
Well, I've already said I'm voting for Huang Sin all down the board, so I'm just gonna hide behind that.
Speaking of Huang Xin, we have him next on the docket against MC, but we're going to thank Go To My PC real quick. Check out the link at the bottom for everything you need. Go To My PC is basically a way that you can do remote access, remote privacy. Say you want to handle file transfers from this. Maybe I want to give something Andre from my computer rather than just using a USB port. I should just use Go To My PC. We'll come back, guys, after a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. As promised, MC versus Huang Xin, as well as a special appearance by Day 9 in a promo for the NASL Classics. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a minute.